Mi gente, today we are going to talk about rapper BIA and her controversial interview with Nicki Minaj. Long story short, she got called out for not identifying as black, and a lot of people have some questions with her, and I'm going to explain that in this video. And apparently she's an Afro-Latina, and I'm going to explain to you guys her ethnicity, nationality, and race, and I'm going to explain more in detail on whether or not I specifically would consider her Afro-Latina. Okay, mi gente? We're going to start the video now. To anyone who's new, I'm going to explain to you who is BIA. Now, if you do not know BIA, BIA's real name is Bianca. I'm not going to say her middle and last name because I just do not know how to pronounce it, so the name is right here. She grew up in Medford, Massachusetts, and graduated from Medford High School. She's currently signed to Epic Records. Her best known songs as of now are Safari, Best on Earth, and Whole Lot of Money. Now I'm going to show you guys the clip from the Instagram Live with Nicki Minaj and BIA.
Now, what is your nationality, real quick? And where are you from and where were you born? Real quick. That was my last question. You could do yours real quick.
So I'm half Puerto Rican, half Italian.
The social media debate all started when people found out that BIA, she identified herself as a Puerto Rican and Italian with her ethnicities. And this is the problem. People got offended because first and foremost, BIA says the N-word in numerous songs of hers, and we all know why that would be a problem, especially if she doesn't identify herself as black. But we all know the term will also be Afro-Latina, and that's why a lot of people were debating on this topic on Twitter. I understand how people feel because this is a serious matter. Imagine someone who doesn't identify herself as black saying the N-word, culturally appropriating from black culture. So I do understand people's concerns, and what bothers me with BIA's response, which we're going to get into next, is the way she sounds. But you know what? I'm just going to read it to you guys. This is what BIA said about. BIA states on Twitter, "Very aware of my roots, guys. My grandparents were born in PR and migrated to NY. Puerto Ricans come in many different colors and race is different from ethnicity, of course. We have Taino, African, and Latin blood. Very proud to be Afro-Latina and Italian." Now, you see, this is where I have a problem with her response. First and foremost, I do want to inform you guys, Tainos are not black. There, I said it. And the only way for them to be black is if they happen to procreate with a black person, a Taino, and then a black person. Even then, they will be considered mixed with black. I just want to inform you guys that there are dark-skinned Tainos, but remember, some of them are not black. I want to let everyone know that, which means they have indigenous heritage, obviously. I hope you guys know that. But yeah, Tainos have indigenous heritage, in case you guys do not know that. And there are dark Tainos. Just because BIA has that mixed look does not mean that she's mixed. A black Puerto Rican and white Italian. Now, my problem with BIA saying this is that she's basically dismissing the fact that there are black Puerto Ricans. And when I talk about black Puerto Ricans, I'm talking about mostly or fully black Puerto Ricans. And her response is very tone deaf because she's practically saying that there are only mixed race Puerto Ricans. And of course, that is not true. Saying they all come from different colors, it's very dismissive, especially because the person who called you out is specifically talking about Afro-Latinos. You have to stick to the conversation. You cannot just bring in other parts of being Puerto Rican. Mind you, there are also mostly predominantly white Puerto Ricans. There are indigenous Puerto Ricans, which would be considered Tainos. There are black Puerto Ricans, and we're not talking about mix. We're talking about black, like they mostly black or fully black. There are mixed Puerto Ricans, yes they are. But remember, there's different types of mixtures. There could be a white Puerto Rican mixed with indigenous ancestry, but then a tiny bit of black ancestry, which by the way, that doesn't make you black, but anyway. Then there could be a Puerto Rican that has a tiny bit of white ancestry, and then they have mostly indigenous and also black ancestry. But people be forgetting that, and that's my problem with BIA, because BIA, she has a huge platform. She's a big star. She currently has a song that's doing very well, and then she's going to say this on a public platform without being considerate towards actual, mostly to fully black Puerto Ricans, aka Afro-Puerto Ricans. That's why I understand people's critiques, because someone made a valid point. They were saying about how she separates the term PR with being black, and that is a problem too. You cannot separate the two. In my personal experience, when it comes to Latinos that do this, when they say they Puerto Rican and black, this is what they mean. For half the time or most of the time, that their parent who's Puerto Rican, they usually a white or white indigenous Puerto Rican, while the parent that is black is probably African American, or like has some type of African American ancestry or any type of black ancestry. They try to exclude the Puerto Ricanness with being black, which is a problem. That's why when I saw these tweets of her previous tweets talking about that she was PR and Italian and black, that's not how this works with the being Afro-Latina, sis. You have to claim both together. Specifically her dad, he's the one who's Afro-Puerto Rican, but for what it seems like her dad is mixed. He's probably like a Afro-Puerto Rican who maybe happens to have Taino and obviously some type of white ancestry a tiny bit, and then he has a lot of black ancestry. But that would mean that he's mixed, because she's basically saying that he's mixed by separating PR with blackness. The issue with that too is that it shows that maybe she could lack the education on the term of Afro-Latinos. Also maybe because she's not used to this terminology, because there's also articles which I'm probably going to show here where she says that certain articles talk about her being multiracial or mixed race, and it gets confusing because it makes you question maybe she's overly tanning because she wants that mixed type of aesthetic. And we all know there's Dane, there's Cardi B, and before anyone says Cardi B is black, this is what she said back then. And then there's also people that claim other non-black people as Afro-Latinos, which is a problem. Honestly, I don't know what to believe. I don't think BIA is lying, kind of. Like, I want to believe that she is an Afro-Latina, but if she's gonna separate PR, black, and Italian, it's questionable, because why you cannot just be an Afro-Puerto Rican or a black Puerto Rican? We all know obviously she's mixed, but the thing is her dad mixed too? Exactly. You guys gotta think about it. And let's just say her dad has a tiny bit of indigenous, mostly black ancestry, and then Spaniard. That would mean that her dad is much biracial or mixed with black. And that will make him obviously an Afro-Puerto Rican. But remember everyone, that will mean he's mixed. And that will make BIA multiracial, if that's the truth. And that would mean that she shouldn't be saying the N-word in her music, because that will make her multiracial. Sure, she's gonna have some type of black heritage, but that doesn't make her black, if that's the truth. I'm going to try to trust her and see that she's not making this up, or she's not trying to claim something that she's not, because we have a bunch of false Afro-Latinos out there. Like I said, I could see that she has that Afro-Latina look, and we all know blackfishing does exist, and I just mentioned it previously, but I'm going to try to be nice. We're gonna see. Maybe more stuff comes out about her, and then maybe I could retract my statements in this video. Thank you so much if you made it this far in this video. I appreciate you. Today's featured comment. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has talked about this on Twitter. We need to educate people when it comes to ethnicity, nationality, and race, because this could end up becoming issues, and we're going to have more people trying to culturally appropriate from black culture, even though I do think BIA is an Afro-Latina. I hope so. I'm not going to be calling just anybody Afro-Latina or Afro-Latino or Afro-Latina. I think that's the term that people use to be inclusive to non-binary Afro-Latinos. It is concerning when people are trying to take something from a group of people knowing damn well they'll fit in that bubble. But tell me, what do you think about BIA? What do you think about her music? What do you think about her as a person? Tell me in the comments down below. Thank you and peace.